Hello and welcome to the Enchanted Butterfly Garden podcast. Introducing your host, the Goddess Angel. Let's go! Hello and welcome back to my show. I had so much fun during the last episode that I could hardly wait to get to this one. I can feel the excitement building inside me for the future of what's to come on this journey. I'm excited about getting to meet some of you last time and to be able to hold some sacred space for the people who are interested in healing themselves. It's really important to me to be able to help people through their journey because I really depended on the people that helped me through mine, and I appreciate each and every one of them. Before we get started, I have to give a shout out to my little sister. Mara, this gift is so treasured by me, and it always will be. But that voice is too powerful for the rest of the world not to hear. So, for my birthday, I have to share your voice with my little piece of the world. I love you, little sis. Happy birthday, dear angel. Happy birthday to you. Wowza. I am impressed every single time. That was just a sample because only I get to listen to the full thing. That's the benefit of being the sister. On this episode, we're going to take a look into how our mindset can affect us and what changing our mindset can do for us. But first, let's do an oracle reading and take a look around my garden. On this oracle reading, we are using Alice the Wonderland Oracle Deck by Lucy Cavendish, and the artwork is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, which this artwork is exquisite. It's one of my favorites. The card that I drew is 33, I want to be a queen, stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. The quote in the book says, I don't want to be anybody's prisoner, I want to be a queen. So you will, when you've crossed the next brook, said the White Knight. So there's a whole description in the guidebook, but I'm going to leave that for you to be able to read when you purchase this amazing oracle deck, because it is amazing. But I am going to read what it says under divination, because I think it's pretty cool to see the card through the designer's eyes. Raising your status, you are taking charge of your life, making decisions for yourself and setting rules and boundaries that work for you, declaring your independence, becoming powerful and influential, wanting to embrace your potential. I think that's a really good description of this card because it does signify the desire to be a queen, which is perfect for what we're going to explore in this episode, because being a queen is something we all need to do. And that is to set boundaries and take charge and make sure that we are okay with what's happening in our lives. Now, on to what's going on in my garden this week. I just got a new plant shelf, which I did post pictures of on my Instagram. It's at Enchanted Butterfly Garden. It's pretty cool. It was a lot of work to put together. It took a little bit of effort. I fumbled a few more pieces than I would have liked, but it was definitely worth it when I was done. I got some new seeds to plant. I got some great ideas from Pinterest that I'm going to try this week using recycled items for my garden. So we'll see how that goes. I also got a pothos plant. Now this wasn't intentional. This plant was calling my name. It was too beautiful not to bring home. It was like, Angel, please let me come purify your air and make you happy. Which, by the way, pothos plants are one of the best plants to use in your bedroom to filter your air while you sleep. You can use snake plants and English ivy too for that purpose. I absolutely love something that has multiple purposes. You will definitely learn that about me on this show, because if it can do something great and then do something else great, and you put those two things together and that's the item, then I'm definitely more interested in it. Flowers that are beautiful, that you can use for relaxation and healing. Lavender, anyone? Or citronella, looks good, smells good, and it repels those pesky mosquitoes. But I'm talking about the plant, not the candle. Candle's good too, and it is multi-purpose. It is also, you can burn it, and it's pretty, and it also gets rid of those pesky mosquitoes and keeps that wonderful smell going. But the plant is the one I'm referencing for now. Now, just to find the plants that keep away those fungus gnats. I'll be searching for that next. But before we spend the entire episode talking about gardening, let's get into talking about ourselves. Yes, I want you to be selfish on this topic because it's important to our quality of life in such a big way that it's hard to recognize. I saw a post on Instagram the other day that said, be nice to yourself even when joking because our brain doesn't know the difference, and that's absolutely right. We are casting spells on ourselves daily by trash talking and wishing evil on our own person. How offensive. This was something I struggled with so badly for so long. Having a string of mental disorders put me in a spot where I hated myself for a long time. I didn't think I was worth it. And then one day I woke up and I just knew that I was. I told myself I was, and I changed the life I had into the life I wanted in a single moment of thought. And this was a drastic change to the point where there was no going back, and I was terrified in the moment. But I just knew that if I could just reach a little higher and a little further into that wonderful place inside my heart that loved the person that I am, then I could break free of the horrible life I had at the time. Well, that's how I felt in the moment. But I am grateful and thankful for everything I have experienced in my life because it made me who I am today. And I love that person with all my heart. If I don't, then who else can? It's the same as if you talk badly to yourself. I had to really get after myself about how I was talking. I had to tell myself, no, you can't call yourself a dumbass. And no, you can't call yourself ugly. And no, you can't call yourself stupid. Because that makes it okay for other people to call me that, and that's absolutely not true. It's never okay for someone to call you something that hurts you inside. The words we speak are spells, and they can be empowering or life-threatening, depending on the words you choose. Now think about the weight of that statement. They can be empowering or life-threatening. I would want to empower someone. I don't want to threaten someone's life. I just can't. But I've definitely been in the situation. It's quite terrifying to think that words can affect you that much, but they really can. So the best way to start the healing process is to stop talking badly about yourself and force yourself to be nice, even if you don't believe it right now. The more you say it out loud, the more you will believe it and know it. I didn't believe it. I really didn't. I didn't believe myself when I kept telling myself these things. But the more I said them, the more I started believing them. And the more I started believing them, the more I started seeing them come into my life that way. And then I started believing them. And then the more I started believing them, the more I started speaking things into existence. And that was a beautiful thing because then I had the self-confidence behind the words that I was speaking. But I want you to go one step further and write it down. I started a tradition with one of my friends growing up. Her name was Mindy. And we both were going through some hard stuff at the time. And we would call each other because we just needed a break from life. Somehow, after all these vent sessions, we came up with an idea to call each other whenever we crossed each other's minds and say 3 good things about the other person. And I can't even tell you how much this changed my life. I looked forward to those few minutes where we just loved on each other just so we could get through our days. It got me through some of the hardest times of my life because I just knew that she needed me just as much as I needed her. So I didn't feel bad for having someone just love on me for no reason. It's what got me to the point of telling my sister and my kids the same thing. Whenever they feel down about something that someone said or did, the best way I can help them is to remind them that they hold the key to their happiness by making themselves happy first. You can't depend on everyone else around you to make you happy if you're not making yourself happy. You have to be the first one. You can change the way you feel just by how you talk. And it's really hard to do at first, especially if you have any mental terrorists in your lives. Then you know when someone is constantly tearing you down. It's not easy to build yourself up. But it is possible. I know because I've done it. And let me tell you firsthand how amazing it feels when you really truly fall in love with yourself. It takes away the power from other people to make you get that ick feeling in your stomach because of what they said to you. You know, those things that really hurt and you just feel yucky inside, like you just want to crawl into your bed and not leave. I spent so much time worrying about what I could do to make everyone else feel better and to make them feel happy. And I looked up and realized that no one was worrying about me or my feelings. I wasn't even worrying about me. So if I wasn't worrying about me, why would anyone else be worrying about me? So I was just dying inside slowly. But joke's on past me. R.I.P. past me. That breakthrough was worth the pain. So what your podcast homework consists of is writing down 3 things you love about yourself. Oh, and call a friend or family member and tell them 3 things you love about them. Because you never know what they're going through, and that could be life-saving. There are also many different crystals you can use for self-love. These help you clear your heart chakra, and they help you open your mind to accepting love not only from yourself, but others as well, because you deserve that feeling. My absolute favorite self-love crystal is rose quartz, and I hold it very dear to my heart, literally and figuratively. It helps me feel that warm, fuzzy feeling you get, you know, when you give your mom a hug, or you've been missing someone all day and you hear from them, or you see them. Those feelings, those are the good feelings. We draw those feelings from experiences, but I feel like when you add in that crystal power, you get that as a normal response to yourself. It's not based on the moment or how someone else makes you feel, but it's based on the knowledge that you just deserve to be happy and you deserve love from yourself. And then it makes those feelings and hugs from your mom and the people that love you and care about you, it makes those feelings so much deeper and so much better. They'll be lasting. But if you don't give yourself that love, then it's a fleeting feeling that you will chase forever, much to your own disappointment. I'm telling you this so you can hopefully learn the easy way. I'm a hard way kind of girl, and it has landed me some places. But if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't be here to tell you how to do it without falling off the cliff first. Now that we know the first steps we can take to start the healing process, let's talk about some fun other ways we can start to heal. Did you know that watching fish can lower your blood pressure? I absolutely love free stress relief, and I'm all in for free healing. So my favorite way to lower my blood pressure is to stop by a pet store that sells fish. 2 in 1. And to top it off, there are always other cute animals to look at, so it's always a win-win. There are so many varieties of fish to look at, and if you go when it's not busy, then no one can crowd your peaceful energy. Well, it might not be peaceful when you walk in, but it sure will be when you leave. Another fun way to heal yourself is dancing. I found a new dance program that I will be doing as much as possible because it does 2 things at once. It's called Chakra Dance. I'm going to put the video in the description, but it is so much fun. You do a guided chakra cleanse while dancing to your own beat, and I felt amazing afterwards. Dancing's already so good for you, especially if you have ADHD like me. I couldn't find my way to the gym in a straight line if I tried. And I've been paying for it for over a year. Not anymore. I finally canceled that. But I was paying for it for over a year, but I hadn't gone once. It's the thought that counts, right? But turn on some music and it's like a Zumba class wherever I'm standing. So if you know me, if you've ever met me, then you've probably seen me dance. Why? Because I dance all the time. It's fun. It keeps me entertained. and those around me most of the time. So add in the chakra clearing, because sometimes I have to clear my chakras in my sleep because I can't focus long enough to get past the solar plexus chakra. Say that 3 times fast. This is a great solution, and it's on YouTube, so it's free and it's fun. So check on the multi-purpose part of that experience, and that makes me so happy. So if it makes you happy, then do it. I hope you got some value from this, and I would love to connect more. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as @EnchantedButterflyGarden, so follow me there for pictures and other fun nonsense that may or may not be relevant to this podcast, but it definitely will be fun. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to listening for you next time.